Welcome to Hurricane High School. It's time for high school basketball on Fox Sports Utah 101.9 FM, part of the Town Square Media family, your hometown sports source between us and ESPN 97.7 FM. Good evening, everybody. Carrick Segmiller with you here on Fox Sports Utah 101.9. And it is Hurricane hosting the Mustangs of Crimson Cliffs High School. Two teams on opposite ends of the spectrum inside Region 10 right now. We'll take a quick look at the standings before we get this thing tipped off and underway. Dixie and Snow Canyon tied atop the region standings, and how fitting is that as the Warriors travel across town to take on the Flyers over at the Hangar tonight over on ESPN 97.7. We will keep you updated on that game throughout the night as well. Try to give you some Hurstays hardware updates as we go on through the night. But in region play from there, Desert Hills is 2-1. Crimson Cliffs is 2-1. Of course, Crimson Cliffs just off that thrilling victory, 42-41 over the Thunder on a Wednesday night. From there, Cedar is 0-3, Hurricane is 0-2, and Pineview is 0-2 in region play. So the question is, who emerges victorious tonight? Does Hurricane have kind of its breakout party tonight? The Tigers have had to face two of the better teams in Region 10 to start region play. And, of course, it gets no easier tonight with the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs in town. But have the Tigers learned a little bit about themselves? We will find out tonight as the Tigers and the Mustangs do battle here on Fox Sports Utah 101.9 FM. Again, good evening. Carrick Segmiller with you. This is our Bucks Ace Hardware pregame show. Stop by Bucks Ace today for power tools, grills, and the best gun department. They got locations at Dino Crossing in St. George, Santa Clara, and Hurricane. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to name some Camping World keys to the game. We'll give you an Intermountain Sports Performance Star Watch and name a player on both sides of the floor tonight to look out for. And before we do that, let's just dive into it and look at each team. And we'll start with the home team, the Hurricane Tigers. And we just mentioned it. The Tigers 2-9 coming into this game and have been waiting for kind of that breakout performance. The Tigers averaging just over 50 points a game on offense while holding teams under 60 points per game still, only allowing 59.4 points per game. The problem, they've run into two buzzsaws in the last two games in Desert Hills, an 83-41 loss, and Dixie 71-38 there. The Tigers' last win was December 10th in Arizona, taking on Payson High School in Arizona. It was 51-40 for the Tigers. They also beat Pinion, Arizona, 47-22 on December 9th. So it's been more than a month since the Tigers have tasted the sweet taste of victory. Can they find it tonight and get region win number one? And Coach Brendan Schweikert's first region win as well. We'll find out who to look out for on this Hurricane Tigers squad, and we jump right into our Intermountain Sports Performance Star Watch. For the first half of this season, it's really been Owen Aloha for the Tigers. 8.2 points per game in double figures 4 times. The season high is 15 points. Did that against Canyon View November 30th. He only scored 4 points against Desert Hills and only a couple points against Dixie. The game before that as well. The player to really look out for who has been coming on strong, he's listed at 6'9", the junior forward Caleb Jackman, averaging about 6.6 points per game, but he scored a season-high 17 points against Desert Hills and was really a bright spot against the Thunder in that game. It was his second game in double figures. He also scored 15 points versus South Sevier. But if I'm looking at Hurricane, it starts with Caleb Jackman. To compete in Region 10, you have to have a stellar big man. And you're going up against guys like Kyle Lemke and against some of the other phenomenal bigs in Region 10. You got to have a good big, and Caleb Jackman has been coming on as of late. So if Jackman can have a good game inside, that'll take some pressure off of Owen Aloha to kind of do his thing around the wing. Also look for Mason Gilbert. He's averaging 5.5 points per game. He scored a season-high 18 points in that win at Payson, Arizona. Look for him to try to get to the bucket early and often and to find some shots from the outside. The Tigers want to start fast and have a good start. They've been playing from behind too much this season. They want to get a good start and show Crimson Cliffs that, hey, we're here to compete, and it's going to be a game tonight. So that's your Intermountain Sports Performance Star Watch for Hurricane High School. What about Crimson Cliffs? The Mustangs, 8-4 overall. Let's count them up. They've won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of their last 6 games. Only lost a 60-49 loss against Snow Canyon on January 1st in what was the Region 10 opener. Since then, wins over Cedar and that thrilling win over Desert Hills on Wednesday night, 42-41. Right now, the Mustangs averaging 62.3 points per game offensively while holding teams to 58.6 points per game defensively. And that's what they do. The Mustangs will smother you defensively. We saw that. Desert Hills scored 83 points and just an offensive explosion against Hurricane. And then we're held to just 41 points against Crimson Cliffs on Wednesday. And that's how the Mustangs win their game. They may not, run you out of the gym with their offense night in and night out. They can, but they don't do that necessarily night in and night out. But they will smother you defensively and then make you pay and make good plays offensively. Intermountain Sports Performance Star Watch for the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs, led by head coach Kent Fairborn in his first season. So you've got 2 first-year head coaches going head-to-head tonight in this matchup. Star Watch, though, for the Mustangs, it starts with Jordan Eaton. He's 4th in scoring in all of 4A, 20.4 points per game. He's averaging just about 8 rebounds per game as well. The senior forward, season high of 33 points against Skyridge on December 8th. He's been in double figures 11 out of 12 games, scored 30 or more 3 times with 4 double-doubles this year. He scored 18 points in the win against Desert Hills just 2 nights ago. So look for Eaton to have a big night as always. Who will be his cohorts out there? Phoenix McWillis is averaging 9.4 points per game. Houston Johnson averaging 7 points per game and cleaning up on the boards, as well as Luke Johnson, 7.7 points per game. And then don't forget about Steele Barbin. He threw for like 1 million yards in football, and he's a very talented basketball player as well, kind of running the point guard for this Mustangs squad. That kind of sets it up. Our game matchup tonight, Crimson Cliffs taking on Hurricane, and both teams will be the Mustangs' 4th region game of the year and the 3rd region game of the year for the Hurricane Tigers. This has been our Bucks Ace Hardware pregame show. Remember to stop by Bucks Ace today for the best power tools, grills, and gun department. They've got locations in Dino Crossing, St. George, Santa Clara, and Hurricane. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll give you some Camping World keys to the game, some starting lineups, and get this thing tipped off and underway. Crimson Cliffs and Hurricane coming at you on Fox Sports Utah 101.9. Welcome back to Hurricane High School. Title sponsors tonight, Ideal Paint. Ideal Home and Paint since 1975, locally owned and operated by Ray Odette. 2 locations, Ideal distributors for all your automotive paint on Tabernacle, and Ideal Home and Paint, 4096 South River Road. Remember, Ideal has that. Our title sponsor tonight, as the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs and the Hurricane Tigers get set to do battle inside the Hurricane High School gym. Let's give you some starting lineups for both teams before we get this thing tipped off and underway, and then we'll give you some Camping World keys to the game. The visiting Mustangs, again led by head coach Kent Fairborn in his first season as the bench boss at Crimson Cliffs. They're going to start like this: the 6'2" junior guard Luke Johnson, 6'4" senior forward Jordan Eaton, 6'5" senior guard forward combo Phoenix McWillis, and the 6' junior guard Steele Barbin. And the lights just went out, so let me turn my flashlight on my phone. And rounding out the starting 5 for the Mustangs, the 6'8", the big man, the senior center, Houston Johnson. The Tigers will start like this as they announce him inside the gym. The 6'5" senior forward, Nephi Aloha. His 5'6" senior guard, Carter Ashby. And number 11, we talked about him in the pregame show, the 6'9" junior forward, Caleb Jackman. And they'll start the 6'4" junior guard, Houston Homer. And rounding out the starting 5, the 6'2" senior guard, Lance Matthews, will get the start for the Tigers as well. Those are your starting lineups. Now for some Camping World keys to the game for both teams. For Hurricane, we talked about it briefly. Got to start fast. Hang tight, play loose. I mean, you can go in to this game, you know Crimson's the favorite coming in, so play loose, play your game, and hang close early. Don't let it get away from you early. For Crimson Cliffs, just play your game. Exploit some of the mismatches that you may have, and see if you can't get Mr. Jordan Eaton going early, and then play lockdown defense. You've held Desert Hills to 41 points the other night. See if you can duplicate that here tonight and put some points on the board. It will be Houston Johnson and Caleb Jackman in center circle. And Hurricane going to win the opening tap. The Tigers moving right to left across your radio dial and across your screen on CEC TV. Thanks for joining us on YouTube for the Community Education Channel video stream. Excited to have them here with us tonight as well. Here's Ashby, baseline right, and he is fouled by Houston Johnson. Will pick up the foul. And if you're Clemson Cliffs, that's not what you want to see, is your big man picking up the foul on the first defensive possession of the game. And he just got him. He got ball, but the forearm got Ashby across the head. Ashby going to the free throw line. Free throws brought to you by Fabulous Freddy's. Left the first one short. That was something that was a little bit of a problem in the Tigers' last game against Desert Hills, were some missed free throws. Both teams left a lot of points at the Fabulous Freddy's free throw line, and they will try to right that here, but Ashby will leave the second one short as well. So the foul leads to no points. Here's McWillis for a 3 from the left wing for the Mustangs. Leaves it short, and the Tigers on the rebound, and they want to push the tempo. Here's Nephi Aloha, one-on-one with Jordan Eaton. Eaton slaps at the ball, knocks it away. And Aloha regains inside to Jackman, spinning, missing, gets his own rebound, then ripped away by McWillis. Here come the Mustangs the other way. McWillis will try to drive coast to coast, and he'll hang and hit with the right hand. And the Mustangs on the board first. 2 points for Phoenix McWillis with 7:08 remaining in quarter number 1 at Hurricane High School. Crimson Cliffs showing double team at half court. Knock it away, but the Tigers able to regain and maintain possession. Here's Aloha bouncing inside looking for Matthews. Baseline right, will swing it back out. The Tigers want to reset. A little confusion right now. Here comes Ashby now, gets the basketball. Hand off to Matthews. Matthews over to Caleb Jackman. Jackman to Houston Homer. Homer left wing to Ashby. Lance Matthews, wide open 3 on the way, is short. Bangs off the rim and into the hands of Luke Johnson and Crimson Cliffs. Head to Eaton. Eaton into the left corner. Steele Barbin on the way for 3. Clings off the front iron, and the rebound to Nephi Aloha and the Tigers. Both teams trying to push it up and down the floor. Both teams have attempted 3-pointers. Neither team have been successful from beyond the arc, and a travel on Carter Ashby. went for the jab step but lifted the pivot foot as well. And with 6:13 to go first quarter, it's 2-0 Crimson Cliffs on what should be a fun night inside Region 10. Well, taking it back, not Region 9 anymore. Region 10. The Mustangs will set up the offense. Right elbow jumper on the way, and he splashes it home, does Jordan Eaton. 4-0, the Mustangs lead it. 5:56 to go first quarter. Again, double team right at half court. The Mustangs applying pressure. The Tigers able to break it. Now an errant pass is taken away by McWillis, but he'll throw it away. Ball is loose into the hands of Houston Johnson, and he'll be fouled by the Hurricane Tigers. The foul will go against Lance Matthews. Both teams with one foul. The Region 10 schedule tonight. Snow Canyon is at Dixie. The Region 10 game of the week. Pineview is at Cedar. That'll be a very intriguing matchup as well. We'll keep an eye on that. Try to get you some Hearst Ace Hardware updates. And, of course, Crimson Cliffs here at Hurricane. Here's Luke Johnson. Fadeaway jumper in the paint. No. Houston Johnson battling for the rebound. And it's knocked out of bounds by the Tigers. The Mustangs maintain. Again, Crimson Cliffs 42-41 winners over Desert Hills on a Wednesday. Here's Jordan Eaton at the basket. Leaves it just a little bit short, and the Tigers on the rebound. Hurricanes just down 2 baskets, can cut to a 2 or just a 1-point deficit on this possession. Here's Ashby. We'll kick it right to Gilbert. Gilbert has it stripped out of his hands by Steele Barbin, and Barbin is off to the races. Has Eaton to his left. We'll give it to him. Spin cycle by Eaton into the lane, and he traveled. One referee looked like he might be getting set to call a foul underneath the basket, and the trail official said no, he's traveled on the spin cycle. Gives it back to Hurricane. 5:10 to play first quarter. And here's R.J. Wright. Will lob, and they're trying to go alley-oop lob to Caleb Jackman. The dunk wouldn't go, but Hurricane does get the rebound, and Mason Gilberg is fouled. And that place would have brought the house down just not even halfway through the first quarter. We take another look at it for the TV audience as Gilbert ended up with it and was fouled. And it was Houston Johnson who picked up the foul. And it's his second. And just like that, Sean Felt's going to have to check into the game for the Mustangs. It's your big man in foul trouble for Crimson Cliffs. R.J. Wright left wide open, pops a 3. Rims around and into the hands of Steele Barbin and the Mustangs. Barbin surveying his options, and he threw it over the top of Jordan Eaton. Eaton was able to get his fingertips on it just a little bit, but couldn't quite maintain it and lost it out of bounds. Still 4-0. 4:52 to go first quarter. 2 points for Jordan Eaton and 2 points for Phoenix McWillis, and that's their difference. Full court pressure shown by the Mustangs. Tigers got to get it across. They do. Full court pass down to R.J. Wright, and he misses the layup, and it's knocked out of bounds by the Tigers. Back to Crimson Cliffs. Hurricane making substitutions early and often. So on the floor for the Tigers now is Kalen Hughes, Owen Aloha, Mason Gilbert, Carter Ashby, R.J. Wright. Only difference for Crimson Cliffs from the starters is Sean Feltz. Inside to Feltz, and he's going to flush it with one hand. Patiently waits for one white jersey to blow past him, and he elevates and dunks with one hand. 6-0. After the Sean Feltz slam dunk, 6-0. The Mustangs lead it. 4:10 to go first quarter. R.J. Wright crossing over from right to left for the Tigers. His layup just would not stay down. That's his second shot in as many possessions that was halfway down and popped back out. Then he knocked it out of bounds back to the Mustangs. Hurricane showing at a 3-quarter court pressure here. And here's McWillis. Will break through. He's going to try to lob for Feltz. The ball is loose. Picked up by Luke Johnson. Back into Feltz. Leaves the floater short. Jordan Eaton the rebound. And is fouled on the putback. It rims out. So no and one. But 2 free throws coming for Jordan Eaton. As Callan Hughes picks up the foul. Second team foul against Hurricane. Jordan Eaton to the free throw line where he has been stellar this year. 93% from the free throw line. And talk about a broadcaster's jinx. He leaves the first one short. My apologies to Jordan Eaton. Some people don't believe in the broadcaster's jinx, but I've seen it enough time, I believe. Second free throw is up and through. Eaton a game-high 3 points, and it's a 7-point lead for the Mustangs at 7-0, 3:50 to go in quarter number 1. Ashby. Looking inside. Tigers still with it. Owen Aloha bouncing to Hughes. Back to Aloha, and the right-handed floater in the paint is good. And the Tigers on the board, 7-2, with 3:22 to go in the first quarter, and Aloha's going to pick up a foul on the other end as McWillis trying to get inside. First personal, third team foul against Hurricane. Trevor Taylor will check in for the Mustangs. Again, Carrick Segmiller with you at Hurricane High School on this Friday night. Here's Taylor, just checked in, gets his first touch immediately. Will bounce inside to Feltz, fading away, and gets the right-hand floater to go. Feltz with 4 points to lead the Mustangs. Had the one-hand dunk a couple of minutes ago, and now the soft touch around the rim makes it 9-2, 7-point lead once more for the Mustangs. Lance Matthews, harassed by McWillis, gives to Owen Aloha. Aloha guarded by Trevor Taylor. No look past Carter Ashby, three-point land straight away. Back to Aloha, right wing, drives inside, runs over his defender, that's Luke Johnson, and he draws the charge. Aloha will pick up the foul, his second. And Johnson was there in time, drew the charge, and the ball back the other way. Crimson Cliffs tried to make a substitution, trying to get Jace Sweeten into the game. The referee says no, and he sends him off the floor. He's got white sleeves on under his jersey, and I don't know if that's the issue. If they're saying, no, you can't wear white sleeves because the home team is in white. Hurricane in the home whites. It's the road red uniforms for the Mustangs. Here's Jordan Eaton. Left elbow jumper is short. Into the hands of Luke Johnson. The putback rims out. Jordan Eaton had the rebound. Ripped out of his hands by Callan Hughes, and he threw it off the shoulder of Carter Ashby. A turnover. Ball goes back to the Mustangs. And now here comes Jace Sweeten to check in for real this time. And McWillis will get a breather. And Sweeten is checking back in without the white sleeves underneath the jersey. So that must have been the issue. Crimson Cliffs with possession, 2:25 to go first quarter. A 9-2 lead for the Mustangs. Here's Trevor Taylor. On the left wing, will swing it to Jordan Eaton for three. Bang! Eaton knocks it through. His 23rd triple of the season. He's got 6, and it's a double-digit lead for the Mustangs at 12-2 with 2:05 to go first quarter. Matthews to Hughes, driving the baseline. Reverse it from right to left. No, but he's fouled by Sean Feltz, and he'll go to the stripe for 2 Fabulous Freddy's free throws. First foul against Feltz. Remind you, free throws brought to you by Fabulous Freddy's, your favorite hometown full-service car wash. They'll get you in and out in 20 minutes or less. Fabulous Freddy's keeps it clean inside and out. 2 Southern Utah Fabulous Freddy's locations. Go check them out. With all this rain we've been having, sure your car needs a wash. You've been trying to wait to see if it's going to stop before you get your car washed. Go see them at Fabulous Freddy's. They'll take care of you. First free throw from Hughes, rimmed out. Second one on the way is short. So it goes 0 for 2. Feltz the rebound, and then he's fouled by Houston Homer. His first, 5th team foul against the Tigers, and we're not even out of the first quarter yet. I'm going to be looking at some free throws in that second quarter. 1:58 to go in the first, 12-2. The Mustangs lead it. 6 points for Jordan Eaton, 4 points for Sean Feltz, 2 points for Phoenix McWillis. Here's Taylor, mid-post right, has it tipped away. Ball is loose. R.J. Wright ends up with it. He'll drive it and score it in transition. 12-4 The Mustangs lead it. Jordan Eaton for three the other way. No. Offensive rebound. Felts. He puts it back up and in, but no. Wipe it off the board. He's called for a push. Battling for position. And he'll pick up his second. So Houston Johnson with two for the Mustangs, the starting big man for Crimson Cliffs. Now Sean Felts, who came in relief for Johnson, has picked up 2 fouls as well. And with that, the Mustangs will send number 12, Boston Adamson, into the game. Ball was knocked out of bounds on the inbounds pass. Back to the Tigers. And we're back at it. Here's Ashby trying to lob for Jackman, threw it over his head. Lance Matthews saves it in, but it goes right to Sweeten. Sweeten over to Eaton, left wing three on the way, too short. Rebound, RJ Wright, passes ahead to Jackman. Jackman in transition, lays it high off the window. No, but a foul. And 2 free throws coming for Jackman. Boy, that was oh so close for the chance at the old-fashioned three-point play as he absorbed the contact, got it high off the glass, and missed it. And how about the handles from Jackman as he picked it up beyond the three-point line, put the ball on the floor a couple of times, and then was able to get to the basket. He makes the first free throw. He is on the board against Jackman scored 17 points against Desert Hills last week. Season high mark for Jackman. Second free throw up and through. 2 points for Jackman, and it's a 6-point Crimson Cliffs lead. 12-6 with 1:02 to go. Should note, shot clocks are installed here at Hurricane High School, but are not running tonight. That's kind of how it was at Pineview High School the other night. So no shot clock here tonight. Here's Sweeten. Will leave for Adamson. Jumper in the lane. He rattles it home. 2 points for Boston Adamson, and it's an 8-point lead once more. 14-6 and 38 seconds remaining in the opening frame. Tigers got to get it across the timeline. They don't. It's a 10-second violation. Carter Ashby and RJ Wright were standing on either side of the floor and just were throwing it back and forth to each other. They got a 10-second violation. Not much pressure was being applied by Crimson Cliffs. And that ball goes back to the Mustangs. 30 seconds remaining. And with no shot clock on, Crimson Cliffs can play for one, should it choose. Here's Johnson. Luke Johnson, that is. 30 feet from the basket straight away. Gives to Sweeten. Drives center of the floor. Now Jordan Eaton, baseline left. Pump fake, gets Jackman off his feet. Misses it. Nephi Aloha the rebound, and is fouled. Is it going to be Jordan Eaton or Trevor Taylor? Both are in the neighborhood. It'll be Trevor Taylor picking up the foul. His first. And the 6th team foul against the Mustangs. We're going to be shooting free throws almost the entire second quarter, ladies and gentlemen. 6 team fouls against the Mustangs, 5 against the Tigers, all here in the first quarter. And get ready for some free throws in the second quarter. Here's Gilbert with 5 seconds, driving inside with 3, hanging, can't hit. 2.4 seconds on the clock, but he's fouled. And now free throws coming for Mason Gilbert, and it's Trevor Taylor that picks up the foul. And 7 team fouls against the Mustangs already. And here's Mason Gilbert at the line for some Fabulous Freddy's free throws. Splashes home the first, and he'll have one more. And remind you, Andy Griffin and Rustin Burnside on the call over on ESPN 97.7 FM. Snow Canyon and Dixie. Gilbert's second free throw is up and through. 2.4 seconds to go. Taylor inbound to Luke Johnson to the half-court line. Heaves one at the buzzer, and it misses just off the left side, but that was oh so close. We have played 1 quarter of basketball in Hurricane, and we have a game on our hands. After 8 minutes, it's Crimson Cliffs 14, Hurricane 8. We'll take the 1-minute timeout and come back on Fox Sports Utah 101.9.
minutes in the second quarter, the drawing will be closed for the contest at halftime. If you want to win $2,000 at the halftime contest, go outside. Find this man in the white hat right here and go sign up. You have to be a Hurricane resident. $2,000. Go win it.
Welcome back to Hurricane High School. Second quarter underway. Phoenix McWillis has a jumper short off the front iron. Offensive rebound, Steele Barbin of the Mustangs, but he traveled after he picked up the rebound. Ball goes back to Hurricane. It was a 9-2 lead for the Mustangs. And since then, the Tigers have trimmed it to 14-8. There's R.J. Wright leaving for Jackman, and his floater just rims out. And here come the Mustangs the other way, and a foul against Hurricane on the way back up the floor. And it's R.J. Wright. He picks up the foul, his first. And both teams have been going at a frenetic pace up and down the floor and have been playing physical. It's region play. You know, once the calendar ticks into January and you know you're playing against your buddies at all the other schools, it's a different level of play, a different physicality. And we're seeing that with 13 combined fouls already. We're just 33 seconds into quarter number 2. R.J. Wright shaken up on the play. He'll check out. And Houston Homer into the ball game for the Tigers. Drake Carroll is into the game for the Mustangs, and he holds it right wing with 7:15 to go. The Mustangs content to take some time here and get up the offense set up that they want. Here's Carroll looking high post right to Jay Sweeten. Puts the ball on the floor, driving from right to left, and he traveled in the lane. Tried to stop and spin back toward the basket, and his pivot foot slipped, and he's nailed for the travel. He doesn't like it. Got a bewildered look on his face all the way back up the floor. But he did slip just a little bit, and as he spun, that pivot foot left the floor momentarily. All back to Hurricane. 1 minute gone by here in quarter number 2, 14-8. Crimson leads it. Here's a scoop high off the glass for Carter Ashby. Nearly got it to go, but it falls off the rim into the hands of Jordan Eaton. Weaving back and forth, will swing it to McWillis. Left wing, puts the ball on the floor, drives inside, hangs and hits. McWillis starts the second quarter the way he started the first quarter. He's got 4 points, and it's an 8-point lead again for the Mustangs, 16-8, 6:32 to go. Clock and time brought to you by Nets on Fire. Steele Barbin a steal. And he'll weave back and forth into the paint. Threw a shot off the glass, maybe trying to draw contact, no whistle. And here come the Tigers. Ashby, baseline right, kills the dribble. Now gives to Lance Matthews. Matthews will back it way out. Stops the dribble, passes to Jackman in the right corner. Fake to three, and that got McWillis off his feet. Hurricane still with the possession. They'll reset back out to Ashby with 5:54 to go on the game clock. Here's Jackman to Houston Homer. Homer to the right side. Lance Matthews for three on the way. It rims out. And an offensive foul over the back on Owen Iloa, battling for that loose ball. And that'll be Iloa's third foul of the night. And he will have to check out. His brother Nephi will check in. And Callan Hughes back into the game for the Tigers. And it's 1-1 after the foul. Both teams with 7 team fouls. So that'll send Drake Carroll to the line for some free throws. 1-1. Got to make the first to earn the second. First free throw from Carroll, up and through. He's on the board with a point. Free throws brought to you by Fabulous Freddy's. Timeouts tonight are brought to you by Dixie Chiropractic. Second free throw rimmed out, but hold the phones. Is there a foul against Hurricane? No, they're saying it's against Crimson Cliffs. Jordan Eaton on the box out on the ensuing scrum for the rebound. The legs got tangled between Jordan Eaton and Nephi Aloha, and the foul goes against Jordan Eaton. His second. Crimson Cliffs, 4 players with 2 fouls. And Nephi Aloha will make the front end of the 1-and-1. 5:22 to go in quarter number 2. Hurricane High School hanging around. And that's when we talked about our Camping World keys to the game, as Aloha misses the second. Luke Johnson the rebound for the Mustangs. We talked about the need for Hurricane to just stay in the game. Adamson swinging at left corner. Steele Barbin for 3. Falls short into the hands of Nephi Aloha and the Hurricane Tigers. The Mustangs have led by as many as 10, but have not been able to pull away any further. Hurricane hanging around. Nephi Aloha has it ripped away by McWillis. McWillis in transition. Right hand layup on the left side. He's fouled. 2 free throws coming. Carrick Segmiller with you at Hurricane High School. Live on Fox Sports Utah 101.9 FM. We're also on CEC TV. If you're listening in the car, pull up your phone. It's CEC TV Utah. Community Education Channel. Search them up on YouTube. Find the link. Tune in and watch. And McWillis makes the first, misses the second. He's got a 5. And it's a 9-point lead, and Les Matthews lost the basketball. Ethan Staples is checked in. He ended up on the ground. And just like that, he'll check right back out. 18-9. Crimson Cliffs leads it. 4:35 to go. Luke Johnson will yo-yo back and forth over to Steele Barbin. Back to Johnson on the right side. Now Steele Barbin will swing it to McWillis. Skip past right wing to Luke Johnson. Johnson bounces to Adamson. Back to Johnson, baseline right. Swings it to the left wing, and McWillis. He'll pull up mid-post left. Jumper is too strong, but into the hands of Luke Johnson. He'll try a free throw line jumper. It's too strong off the back iron. And the rebound to the Tigers, but a foul called as Jay Sweeten went crashing to the floor. Nephi Aloha will get called for the foul, and you kind of saw Aloha help Sweeten to the ground on the replay there. But Sweeten will miss the front end of the 1-and-1. Ball's loose. Ashby saves it into Nephi Aloha. Kind of a scrappy, not really the prettiest of basketball games at this point. 3:57 to go in the second quarter. A 9-point lead for the Mustangs. Here's Gilbert swinging it right to Ashby. Ashby, floater, got it in the lane. Good patience by Ashby to wait till the lane opened up, and he splashes it home, and it's a 7-point Crimson Cliffs lead at 18-11. McWillis will fire a 3 left wing, too strong. Callan Hughes climbs the ladder, grabs the rebound. Ashby looking inside for Gilbert, waited too long. The gap closed, and the steal for Boston Adamson. Mustangs with possession. Here's McWillis slashing through the lane, leaves for Adamson, pump fake. Drives to the basket, now hands off to Steele Barbin. His floater from the left side falls short. And now the Tigers with it. 3:08 to go. Back and forth we go. And they're at the home of the Tigers. R.J. Wright back into the game. He puts it on the floor, misses baseline right. Hughes battling for it, but can't get it. Here come the Mustangs. Luke Johnson trying to leave for Steele Barbin, but he runs over Nephi Aloha in the process. And an offensive foul will go against Luke Johnson. His first 9th team foul against the Mustangs. Both teams with 9 team fouls, so we've had 18 combined fouls here in the first half. 2:43 to go till halftime. Gilbert has got to get it across the timeline. He almost didn't, but Coach Brennan Schweikert, heads up call, calls for a timeout. So we'll take it. 18-11, just a 30-second timeout, and right back on Fox Sports Utah 101.9. Welcome back to Hurricane High School. Timeout's brought to you by Dixie Chiropractic. Take a timeout to Dixie Chiropractic with the most advanced technology and expertise in St. George, and a proud sponsor of Region 10 Athletics. Hurricane with possession out of the timeout into the right corner. Gilbert for 3. It rattles out. Nephi Aloha battling for the rebound, but can't quite maintain it and loses it back to the Mustangs. Well, this is as close as it's been for the Tigers at this stage of the game since last month. Of course, just the 3rd game of January for the Tigers. Here's Luke Johnson for 3, right wing for the Mustangs. No, Nephi Aloha grabs the rebound. The Tigers with it. 2:09 remaining here in quarter number 2. It's a 7-point lead for the Mustangs. Hurricane can pull within 5 or even 4 here with a 3-point shot. Tigers have yet to make a 3-pointer. They'll bounce it inside R.J. Wright, working on Carroll. Gets him off his feet, gets it to go, and one. Was backing in on Carroll. Gave a little pump fake. Carroll left his feet. R.J. Wright drew the contact like a savvy veteran. Made the jumper, drew the foul, and can get one here from the free throw line. And he left it short. 4 points for R.J. Wright, and it's an 18-13 Crimson Cliffs lead. 5-point advantage for the Mustangs. We'll see if the Mustangs can find something offensively. Here's Luke Johnson for 3, straight away, and he'll knock it in. Second 3 of the half for the Mustangs, and it's an 8-point lead. Once more, 21-13. Wright to Gilbert. And an offensive foul. Jay Sweeten draws the charge. And Gilbert driving inside with intensity. And Sweeten was there to draw that charge with plenty of time. 1:18 to go. Remind you, coming up just a couple of minutes, the InfoWest halftime report. We'll give you some Wilkinson stats and scoring, as well as some Hurst Days Hardware Region 10 updates. Let you know what's going on in that Pineview Cedar game, as well as the Snow Canyon Dixie game. Luke Johnson to the free throw line, and Jay Sweeten fakes a handoff to a couple teammates. Does not hand off to either, and he takes it inside, and he's fouled. 2 free throws coming for Sweeten. Foul will go against Matthews. Second foul against Matthews. First free throw, no good for Sweeten. Both teams struggling from the free throw line. And Sweeten will try to get this one. Second one on the way, and it rattles in. And a timeout, Crimson. Coach Fairborn wants to talk things over. Say plan defensively, and then when we have the ball offensively with 1:01 to go. It's 22-13. It's a full timeout. We'll take a 45-second break and come back for the finish of the second quarter on Fox Sports 101.9. Welcome back to Hurricane High School, where the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs lead at 22-13, 1:01 to go until the break. Can tell you already our first First Aid Hardware update of the night. At the break, Snow Canyon 36, Dixie 33. Owen Mackey with 22 points for the Mustangs, and Roberts with 15, for the Warriors, and Roberts with 15 points for the Flyers. Back in play we go here in Hurricane. 22-13, Crimson the lead. Under a minute to play. Here's Ashby. Middle of the floor will bounce right side to right. Skip pass back to left to Matthews. Touch pass to Ashby. Ashby one-on-one with Carroll. Gives to R.J. Wright. Right on the right wing. Inside to Jackman. One-on-one with McWillis. Will turn. Missed it. Rebound Jay Sweeten. And here's McWillis with 31 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Will spin. Stop. Now floats it and scores it. More of a fall-away jumper than a floater. But he's able to force it in. And it's 24-13. McWillis, the game's leading scorer, with 7 points. With 12 seconds to go. Here's Matthews. Tries to leave for Jackman, and it's knocked out of bounds. Good thought, but a split second too late as the gap had closed. With 10 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Hurricane with possession. Trying to cut it back to single digits before the break. Ashby, baseline left, looking. Will throw to R.J. Wright, catches straight away, 30 feet from the bucket with 7. Drives left with 5. Pump fake at the baseline right with 3. Three-pointer on the way from Matthews, short. R.J. Wright the rebound, and that is how the second quarter will end. The Tigers battling, hanging in there, but a big 3 by Luke Johnson. Free throw by Jay Sweeten and another bucket from McWillis allows the Mustangs to push the lead back to double digits. 24-13 is your halftime score in favor of Crimson Cliffs. Let's do this. We'll take a 3-minute timeout. We'll come back with the InfoWest halftime report, where we'll break down the first half and give you some other scores and get you set for the second half. It's Crimson Cliffs 24, Hurricane 13 on Fox Sports 101.9. Welcome back to Hurricane High School. Carrick Segmiller with you on your Region 10 network, your hometown sports source, Fox Sports 101.9 FM. Halftime here at Hurricane, and Crimson Cliffs leading 24-13. The Mustangs had the lead trimmed to 6 at 19-13, but a big three-point shot from Luke Johnson and another jumper down the stretch from Phoenix McWillis helped push the lead back to 11, 24-13 at the break. But this thing far from over. And Hurricane, despite just scoring 13 points and trailing by 11 at the half, I think has kind of forced the issue here in this game. They've turned this game into a scrappy, lower-scoring, defensive-minded game. And that's what they want to do. Hurricane doesn't want to get into a track meet with you. And they've been able to limit Crimson Cliffs, who averages 62.3 points per game, to just 24 points at the half. We'll see what adjustments are made. We'll see how the second half plays out. But, and for Crimson Cliffs, they'll probably go on to adjust and be a little bit more patient offensively. The Mustangs had a lot of early possession, only 1 or 2 passes before a three-pointer was launched. And, when you've already got, 8, 9, 10, 11-point lead, you can afford to be a little bit more patient than that. We will see if perhaps that is an adjustment made in the second half. Just, hey, guys, let's make 1 more pass, 2 more passes, pass up a decent look for the better look. We'll see if they're able to do that in the second half. Let's give you some Wilkinson stats inside the InfoWest halftime report. Scoring. And the leading scorer in this ball game, Phoenix McWillis, 7 points to lead all scorers and to lead the Mustangs. Jordan Eaton with 6 points. He's got 1 three-pointer in this game. 4 points for Sean Feltz. 3 points for Luke Johnson. That big three-point shot down the stretch in the second quarter. And 2 points for Boston Adamson and a single point for Jace Sweeten and Drake Carroll. For Hurricane, the scoring looks like this. Count them up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different Tigers have scored in the game. Only 1 player has scored more than once, and that's RJ Wright. He's got 4 points to lead the Tigers at the half. They've shared the ball. They've gotten everybody involved. It's not just one guy. They've had a lot of good looks. Hurricane, for all intents and purposes, has moved the ball around and has looked almost as good as I've seen them in the 3 region games that I've seen them in now offensively. And they've only scored 13 points, so it's hard to say that. But they've had a lot of looks that just have not gone in, and the Mustangs have as well. But Hurricane will try to battle back into this game and hope that some of those shots will fall in the second half. Remember to light it up Region 10 since 1946. Wilkinson's House of Lighting has been a fan of all Southern Utah sports. We've got lights, fans, and fixtures. Contractors and homeowners always welcome at Wilkinson's. That is your Wilkinson stats and scoring for the first half. No updates yet on the Cedar Pineview game. We're efforting updates as good as we can tonight, and we'll see what we can do if we can get you that score. We do know it was 36-33, Snow Canyon over Dixie at the half. Second half just getting underway over at the hangar. So kind of stay tuned to that, and we'll give you updates throughout the night as we go. Those are your Hurst Ace Hardware Region 10 updates. Check all the hot buys every month at Hurst General Store Ace Hardware, located in the heart of St. George and Cedar City, and open 7 days a week to serve you with a variety of products and prices that please. This has been our InfoWest halftime report. They are the internet people. For the fastest internet in Southern Utah, go to Infowest.com. It'll also give us another good opportunity, again, to revisit the standings. We know we did that in the Bucks Ace Hardware pregame show, but let's revisit the standings coming into tonight Dixie is 2-0. Snow Canyon's 3-0 in region play. Desert Hills 2-1. Crimson Cliffs 2-1. Cedar 0-3. Hurricane 0-2. Pineview 0-2. So something's got to give in that Cedar-Pineview matchup. Someone's going to get region win number 1 tonight. We'll try to find out that score and keep you updated throughout the night. What about the schedule? We know what games are going on tonight. Let's look ahead to next week and see which games we have on the docket next week in Region 10. So we fast forward to Wednesday, and these Hurricane Tigers will travel to Snow Canyon for a matchup at the Jungle. Pineview will be at Crimson Cliffs on a Wednesday night, and Desert Hills at Dixie. Some good matchups for you Wednesday night. And then looking ahead a week from tonight in Region 10, Desert Hills at Snow Canyon, Hurricane at Pineview, and Dixie at Cedar. That'll do it for our InfoWest halftime report. We will step away for a 1-minute timeout. When we come back, it's the second half. Can Hurricane battle back in, try to make a game of it, try to get region win number 1? Or does Crimson Cliffs hang on for their 3rd region victory of the season? We'll find out after the 60-second timeout on Fox Sports 101.9. Welcome back to Hurricane High School, where the Hurricane Tigers hosting the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs tonight. And we are set to start quarter number 3, 24-13 in favor of the Mustangs, as we get set to go here in quarter number 3. And Ashby has it taken away by Luke Johnson. Johnson can't get it to go, and into the hands of the Tigers once more. So I guess no harm, no foul on the opening possession turnover for the Tigers. And here's Houston Homer to Nephi Aloha. Both teams have the original game starters on the floor. Here's Ashby, left side. He threw it away, this time picked off by McWillis. He's one-on-one with Nephi Aloha, and Aloha will slap McWillis across the head, and then they slap hands as McWillis goes to the free throw line for a pair of free throws. McWillis, a game-high 7 points. Makes the first. And now he's got 8. 25-13. He'll have one more. Fabulous Freddy's free throws. And the second one is through. And a turnover. Hurricane turned it over on the inbounds pass again, and Coach Schweikert has seen enough. He wants to talk it over again already. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. We'll take it. A quick 30 and right back to Hurricane High School. Some confusion on the floor about who has the basketball. It is Crimson. They've got it. players from both teams had to kind of sprint back the floor, down the other side of the floor. Here we go. Here's Houston Johnson back into the game for the Mustangs, and he has it stripped out of his hands and taken away. Johnson spent the majority of the first half on the bench with 2 fouls. We'll see if he can get warmed up here in the third quarter. Lance Matthews driving. Misses with the right hand. And here come the Mustangs. Behind the back pass from McWillis. Over to Eaton. They'll swing it back around. McWillis for 3 is short. And the rebound to Caleb Jackman. Jackman to Carter Ashby. Ashby to Nephi Aloha. Aloha looking into the left block, and Jackman, and he's fouled. Almost got it to go between 2 red jerseys. Couldn't get it to stay down, but he'll have 2 free throws coming. And it's McWillis that'll pick up the foul. Jackman has had 3 or 4 looks tonight just like that have just rolled off the rim. First free throw up and through for Jackman. He's got 3. 26-14. If you're Hurricane, got to take advantage of your trips to the Fabulous Freddy's free throw line as you try to battle back into this thing. Jackman will make both free throws. He's got 4, and it's a 10-point game. An 11-point game at 26-15. 6:40 to go, third quarter. Luke Johnson holding for the Mustangs. Swinging right to Barban, one-on-one with Matthews. Leaves his hand, a one-hand little floater, and it rims out into the hands of Lance Matthews and the Tigers. Here's Ashby. Dribble handoff to Houston Homer, nearly taken away by Luke Johnson, instead just knocked out of bounds. And now a timeout taken by Crimson. 26-15. It will be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. We'll remind you that timeouts are brought to you by Dixie Chiropractic. Take a timeout to Dixie Chiropractic with the most advanced technology and expertise in St. George, and a proud sponsor of Region 10 Athletics. Also want to give a shout out to Intermountain Sports Medicine, sponsoring our play-by-play tonight, providing athletic training for all of Region 10 varsity athletics again this year. Sports injury, call Dr. Millward today, 251-3600. That's 251-3600. Both coaches have used the timeout. We're not even 2 full minutes into the third quarter. 11-point lead for the Mustangs, 26-15. And Homer will throw the inbounds pass to Nephi Aloha, now quickly to Lance Matthews. Matthews right wing. Still Barban falls down as he was trying to hang with Matthews. The delight of the Hurricane student section. And a foul ended up being whistled against Phoenix McWillis as he tried to bounce in to Nephi Aloha. So the foul against McWillis is his second. The Tigers still with possession. Here's Nephi Aloha trying to lob into Jackman, but his tip taken away by the big man, Houston Johnson. He leads the break, leaves for Jordan Eaton. 3 on the way, and it will roll in. Was short off the front iron, bounced up, rolled around, and fell through for Jordan Eaton, his second 3 of the night. Here's Lance Matthews for 3 for the Hurricane Tigers to answer on the other end. The Tigers' first 3-point make of the night. Eaton for 3, no, is short. And Nephi Aloha, the rebound for the Tigers. Teams trade triples. And we play on. Still an 11-point lead for the Mustangs. 5:18 to go. Here's Ashby. Holding. Gives to Matthews. Matthews will spin. Gives to Houston Homer. Homer to Aloha. Again, no shot clock here tonight. Teams can take their time. Aloha trying to shoot over Houston Johnson. And Johnson felt like he got a hand up. And some discussion. And we're going to get another look at it. And boy, oh boy, it sure looked like the right hand on the replay, courtesy of CEC TV. Looked like the right hand was clean on the block, and they're actually going to say now it was the left hand on kind of the back before the shot attempt because there are no free throws coming. And it's Hurricane ball. We play on. 4:48 to go, third quarter, 28-19. Here's R.J. Wright cutting to the basket. Has the ball slapped out of his hands, and they'll turn it over back to the Mustangs. McWillis, one-on-one with Wright. Will drive inside, and a bump and a foul against R.J. Wright. Referees have called this one pretty tightly right from the get-go. It's not like they've come out and say, hey, in the second half, we got to call it tight. There was, I believe, a combined 21 fouls, if not 22, in the first quarter, in the first half. And now already 2 team fouls against the Tigers, 3 team fouls against the Mustangs here in quarter number 3. Referees want to call it tight, keep it in check. It's region play. We know it's going to get scrappy, going to get physical, and another whistle will ring out. And that will go against the Tigers' Owen Aloha. And that's his 4th. And Hurricane wants a timeout. It's going to be a full timeout, so we're going to take it. 29-18. Crimson Cliffs the lead, 4:30 to go in quarter number 3. We'll take the 1-minute timeout. Come right back. And welcome back to Crimson Cliffs High School. Inbound pass to Houston Johnson, and he'll flush it home with 2 hands and the foul. What a play for the Mustangs. And our leading candidate for our play of the game, Johnson, can't get the free throw to go to complete the 3-point play. But he's got 4 points tonight. And one of our most exciting plays. And now a whistle and a foul away from the ball back on the Hurricane end. 31-18, the Mustangs lead it. And the foul goes against Jordan Eaton. It'll be his 3rd by my count. And discussion by the officials, not sure what they're discussing, but what a play by Houston Johnson. Kind of taking some frustration out on that dunk for having to sit so long in the first half with the fouls. 31-18, Mustangs the lead, 4:05 to go third quarter, and another whistle and a foul, and it's going against Jordan Eaton again as Eaton and Caleb Jackman get tangled up under the basket. And a technical foul on Jordan Eaton, and I think his night may be done. I think Jordan Eaton just fouled out with 4:04 to go in the third quarter. He picked up his 4th foul and then was whistled for a technical foul. And that, I believe, should go in as his 5th foul as well. Indeed it does. What a way to end your night. So the Mustangs' leading scorer is going to finish with 9 points with 2 made 3-pointers. And the free throw is missed by Connor Roosh, the first technical free throw. And he'll have one more technical free throw on the way and through. Roosh will get it to go. And now Hurricane will have possession. The Tigers, you'd love to get a bucket here. Three-pointer would just be dandy for the Tigers. Try to make this a 4-point possession. Here's Matthews, thought about a three from the right wing, decided against it, backs in, bounces backdoor to Staples, one more pass to Jackman, and he'll lay it in. Caleb Jackman has 6. Great ball movement from the Tigers, and it's a 10-point game, 31-21. And the Mustangs will be without their leading scorer, and Jordan Eaton the rest of the way. We'll see how this thing plays out. Here's Luke Johnson, 15-foot jumper left side. He splashes it home. He's got a 5. And Johnson says, no Jordan Eaton, no problem, at least to this point. 33-21. Mustangs, the 12-point lead. Here's Gilbert, baseline left, trying to draw contact, missed the shot, no whistle. And here come the Mustangs. Luke Johnson, no-look dish to Jay Sweeten. It's knocked out of bounds. The Mustangs will keep it, but what a sweet pass from Johnson into Sweeten. It'll be Luke Johnson to inbound baseline right. Still 3:15 remaining in quarter number 3. A lob into Houston Johnson. Johnson working on Jackman one-on-one. Turnaround, fading away, missing. But offensive rebound, Jay Sweeten. He drives into the lane. His shot is tipped, and now a late whistle rings out. And it will be number 21, Connor Roosh. His first. 5th team foul against Hurricane. 5 team fouls against both teams already in the third quarter. Sweeten will get the first to go. He's got 2. And he'll try to make it one more, and he rattles the free throw home. Three points for Jay Sweeten. Here come the Tigers the other way. It's a 14-point lead now, 35-21 and a turnover. Still Barban the steal. Has it knocked out of his hands, but right back to him. Over to Trevor Taylor. Will swing to Houston Johnson, driving the end line. Now gives to Sweeten. They'll swing it back out. 35-21. Mustangs taking their time with a 14-point lead and plenty of time left in the third quarter. Johnson to steal Barban. Looking backdoor to Sweeten. Couldn't get it to him. Instead, left side Trevor Taylor. Back to Barban, left wing. Looking inside mid-post left, Luke Johnson. Swinging it middle of the paint to Sweeten. Back out Houston Johnson. No shot clock. Can take as much time as you want. Houston Johnson will slash through the lane from the top of the key and lays it in softly. Johnson has 6 points. And the Tigers a miss. And Luke Johnson the other way. He's got 7. And just like that, it's 39-21. A quick 8-0 run for the Mustangs after the Tigers had tied it up, or had cut the lead to 10, rather. And 1:44 to go, third quarter. Gilbert, the near side, Matthews. Back to Iloa. Lobbing it into Jackman. Will catch and score. What a play. Jackman with 8. And it's 39-23. 1:20 to play, third quarter. And Luke Johnson trying to wrap it around and find Taylor, but it's taken away. Matthews will lay it up and in transition. Matthews has 5, and it's a 14-point lead. The team's going back and forth. Under a minute to play, third quarter. Here's Jay Sweeten. Skip pass to the right side, Houston Johnson. Johnson one-on-one with Jackman. Will leave for Sweeten. Sweeten driving inside, and he's fouled. He split two defenders, and he was bound to draw contact. And the foul goes against Caleb Jackman. First personal against Jackman. Brennan Schweikert, Hurricane coach, trying to plead his case. And he was straight up, referee giving his explanation. First free throw up and through for Sweeten. He's got 4. (40-25). 15-point lead for the Mustangs. 42.6 seconds remaining. Second free throw up and through. Tigers with it. Cedar and Pineview tied at 45 in the third quarter. Gilbert for 3. No. Caleb Jackman offensive rebound. He missed. And a foul against Crimson Cliffs. Going for the rebound, it's Sweeten. Both teams with 16 fouls. So we're going to have a slew of free throws in the fourth quarter, just like we did in the second. (41-25). Tigers trailing. But Hurricane has possession. 27 seconds to play third quarter. Offensive foul. It's Nephi Aloha, an illegal screen. And he'll give it back to the Mustangs with 26 ticks remaining in the third. Here's Drake Carroll. He's checked in for the Mustangs. There's to Houston Johnson. 15 seconds to go. Trying to find Carroll on the left wing, and he threw it away into the Mustangs bench. Coach Fairborn asking, hey, was that tipped? Referee says, no, it wasn't. Sean Feltz will check in for the Mustangs. Houston Johnson going to get a breather. Inbound to Ashby, and he tried to go right back to R.J. Wright. And Wright threw it away. Oh my gosh. Welcome back to Hurricane High School. Just a quick break there as the referees tried to figure out, did one team have 6 players on the floor? What was going on? For a moment it looked like just a turnover, and indeed it is, back to the Mustangs. And they'll miss it with 2 seconds to go. Ashby with 1 second. The floater at the buzzer. No. Can't get it to go, and that is how the third quarter will end. Kind of a crazy finish to the third quarter. But at the end of 3, it's Crimson Cliffs 41, Hurricane 25. We'll take a 1-minute timeout, come back with the fourth quarter on Fox Sports Utah 101.9. Welcome back to Hurricane High School. 41-25. Crimson Cliffs the 16-point lead at the end of 3. Mustangs with possession to start the fourth quarter. The Tigers had cut the lead to 10 at one point, but the Mustangs answered. And it's a 16-point lead for the visiting team as we go into the final frame. And a whistle and a foul. Stop me if I've said that a few times tonight. Will go against Hurricane Carter Ashby. That's team foul number 8, and now 1-1 coming for Jace Sweeten. First free throw up and through for Sweeten. Sweeten's got 6, all at the free throw line tonight. And the second one on the way and through. 7 points for Sweeten. Here's Owen Aloha trying to drive inside, looking for Hughes, but it's tipped, taken away. And they'll swing it to Trevor Taylor now and do the Mustangs. And Coach Fairborn said, hey, back it out. Let's take our time. We've got an 18-point lead and time to kill here in the fourth quarter. Jace Sweeten for 3, right corner. And he shot it over the rim and into the left corner. R.J. Wright tracks down the long rebound for the Tigers. Here's Nephi Aloha. Aloha loses possession, regains, and then just fires a jumper from the right elbow. It's too strong. Ball into the hands of Jace Sweeten. 6:50 to go, fourth quarter. And these first 90 seconds of the fourth is about as free-flowing as any almost 2-minute stretch in this entire game. We've got a lot of whistles, a lot of fouls called tonight. Here's Carroll into the lane. He's fouled. Spoke too soon. And Nephi Aloha will get called for, and he did, kind of gave a high five to Carroll on the shot, and the arm slid down the forearm as well. Gets called for it. Carroll to the line for a pair of Fabulous Freddy's free throws. He went 1 for 2 from the free throw line in his trip to the line in the first half. Misses the first here. Again, last we heard, Cedar and Pineview tied at 45 in the third quarter. We knew that was going to be an intriguing matchup. Carroll gets the second free throw to go. He's got 2 points. R.J. Wright is fouled on the other end. And the foul goes against Steele Barbin. Barbin is scoreless tonight in our scoring summary. 9 points for Jordan Eaton, but his night is done. If you're just joining us, Eaton picked up his 4th foul in the third quarter, and then he was on his way back to the bench to sit out for a little while. Said something, referee didn't like it, was called for a technical foul, and then that was in at his night because he picked up fouls 4 and 5 on the play. R.J. Wright missed the first free throw. Second free throw on the way, missed it as well. 9 points for Eaton, 9 points for McWillis. Mustangs the rebound, and they'll walk the ball up the floor. 7 points for Luke Johnson. 6 points for Houston Johnson. 4 points for Sean Feltz. And 2 points for Drake Carroll. That's your Crimson scoring. And a timeout called by Coach Fairborn of the Mustangs. It'll be a 30-second timeout, but we're going to take it. 30-second timeout, right back. Fox Sports Utah 101.9. Going back to Hurricane High School. Sean Feltz will float one in just out of the timeout. And it's 46-25. Mustangs lead it. Feltz a block on the other end into the hands of R.J. Wright. He'll reverse it from left to right. Flipped it up. Would not go in, but he's fouled and 2 free throws on the way. And we had 21 fouls in the first half. And right now we sit at 19. Combined fouls in the second half. Total of 40 fouls called to this point. Wright will make the first free throw. Another Hearst Ace Hardware update for you. After 3, Pineview leading Cedar 59-56. And we'll see if we can get you an update on the Snow Canyon game. Snow Canyon and Dixie over at the hangar. The Warriors were leading by 3 at halftime. R.J. Wright, second free throw rolls off. And here come the Mustangs. McWillis has his shot blocked by Jackman, but Jackman loses the ball, and it goes back to Feltz, and he'll splash it home. Sean Feltz has 8. 5:25 to play. Here's R.J. Wright. We'll bounce it into Jackman. And Jackman tries to pass the end line to Gilberg, and it's tipped and knocked out of bounds. Lance Matthews back into the game for the Tigers. R.J. Wright will get a breather. 5:17 to go here in quarter number 4. There's Gilbert. Steps into a deep 3 left wing. In and out and into the hands of Sean Feltz and the Mustangs. Here's McWillis crossing over left. He'll hang, and his shot is denied. Caleb Jackman says and swats that one away. The Mustangs still with possession as Jackman flew out of nowhere to swat that one. And Luke Johnson will lob in to Houston Johnson. Houston just checked back into the game. And a whistle and an offensive foul against Houston Johnson. That'll be his 4th foul as he was just trying to back in and get position. And Matthews able to draw the contact and get the whistle. So the Tigers with possession. Here's Matthews. 22-point lead for the Tigers, 4:50 to go. Gilberg has it knocked out of his hands. But a whistle rings out, and the Tigers in the double bonus, so 2 free throws coming for Gilberg. Mason Gilberg to the line. First one on the way and through. He's got 3 points. Gilberg's season high is 18 at Payson in Arizona. Scored 14 points against Canyon View, just 5 against Desert Hills. He makes both free throws. He's got 4. (48-28). 4:38 to go. Here's Feltz looking into Johnson. Nothing there. Gives to McWillis left side. Guarded by Matthews. Here's McWillis. Will step into a 3 left wing. Off balance. No. Offensive rebound. Feltz. The shot is blocked. No, a foul against Caleb Jackman. Well, if you like fouls and you like free throws, this is your game. 48-28. Both teams in the double bonus with 4:18 to go in the 4th quarter of a 20-point lead for the Mustangs. Feltz makes the free throw. He's got 9, and it's a 21-point lead for Crimson Cliffs. Feltz makes both. He's got 10. Remind you, As Hurricane brings the ball back up the floor, Matthews has his shot pinned against the glass. Trevor Taylor, what a block for the Mustangs, and here comes Crimson. McWillis trying to go coast to coast, and he's slapped on his way to the basket, so 2 more free throws coming. Good opportunity to let you know that free throws are brought to you by Fabulous Freddy's, your favorite hometown full-service car wash. In and out, 20 minutes or less. Fabulous Freddy's keeps it clean inside and out. First free throw from McWillis is good. He's got 10, and he's the second Mustang in double figures tonight. Feltz has 10. The Johnson Pediatric postgame report is coming up in a few minutes. We'll name an Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker Play of the Game. Second free throw rims out. We'll also name an Ernie Store Player of the Game. So be on the lookout for both of those awards to be handed out in the postgame. And Caleb Jackman backing in on Sean Feltz. Feltz thought he got a block, but a whistle and a foul. And at this rate, let's just say there's going to be a lot of free throws attempted at the end of this game. I'm not keeping track of free throw attempts in this game, but I'm excited to go back and check out the official box score, see how many free throws were attempted. Jackman made the first, missed the second. I can't tell you, it's not a small number. 51-39, 22-point lead for the Mustangs, and McWillis is bumped at the free throw line on his way to the basket. And 2 more free throws. Every whistle results in 2 free throws at this point. Of course, they stopped putting the number of fouls on the board or adding to it after 10. But I think both teams have got at least 3 or 4 fouls past 10. I think we're sitting at about at least 25 or 26 combined fouls here in the second half. McWillis splits the pair of free throws. He's got 11. And a quick whistle on the other end. 2 more free throws. Now you talk about a game that lacks any sort of rhythm or any sort of flow. And this is it. 3:36 to go in the fourth. And RJ Wright to the line for 2. Makes the first. And 1 more coming. And he makes them both. 7 points for RJ Wright. And timeout Crimson. It's a 30-second timeout. 52-31, Mustangs lead it. Let's take a timeout. Come right back on Fox Sports Utah 101.9. In fact, they just changed it to a full timeout, so we'll take a full 60 and come right back. Welcome back to Hurricane High School. 52-31, the Mustangs lead it. 3:32 to go in the fourth. And it's full court pressure extended by the Tigers. And the inbounds pass is kicked out of bounds. Trevor Taylor will try to inbound it again, pressured by R.J. Wright. Gets it into Luke Johnson. And Johnson to Felts. Felts driving inside, scores and one. The big man says, I don't need a point guard to get me the ball. I can create for myself. And Sean Felts with 12. And the free throw is up and through. He's got 13, matching his season high that he scored against Alta back on December 9th. One more bucket. And it's a season high, a new season high for Sean Felts. 55-31. And a turnover. Phoenix McWillis gets the steal, will drive it inside, misses, and Mason Gilbert the rebound for the Tigers. He wants to push the tempo. Getting inside, missed it short, and the ball is tied up, and the arrow will favor the Tigers with 2:53 to go in quarter number 4. It's 55-31. .250 to go here in the fourth quarter. And Tigers with it. Nephi Aloha high off the glass. Can't get it to go. They'll swing it to Houston Johnson. Johnson to Sean Felts. And Felts will give to McWillis. The Mustangs being patient. Plenty of time left. Passing it in to Felts. And Felts is bumped by Gilbert, and a couple of free throws coming for Felts. And he's got an opportunity to set a new season high. He's at 13 now. It's his only game in double figures so far. Before tonight, he splashes that one home, and it's a new season high 14 points for the junior. Scored 6 against Desert Hills, 6 against Cedar. And he's got 14 points tonight. Of course, the Mustangs' leading scorer, Jordan Eaton, has been on the bench since midway through the third quarter. Second free throw is up and through. 15 for Sean Felts. 57-31. 2:15 to go. We'll bounce into Jackman, and it's stolen away by Luke Johnson. And Johnson will slow it up and say, let's try to burn this clock. And let's get out of here. Johnson is bumped 20 feet from the basket, and he'll go to the line for a pair of free throws. Another look ahead to Wednesday. Hurricane is at Snow Canyon. Crimson will host Pineview, and Desert Hills travels to the Hangar. And we've got a final over at the Hangar. It's 64-56. Dixie wins it. And the second free throw no good. Here come the Tigers. Here's Homer, has it knocked out of his hands and out of bounds. And now Crimson going to unload the bench. Noah Nilsson will check in, and Noah Marsden will check in. Carter Ashby will inbound, and they'll give it to Caleb Jackman, and he'll score it. He's got 11. 58-33. The Mustangs lead at 1:30 to go. Here's Nelson. Holding left wing. He loses. Lance Matthews the steal. And the Mustangs get it back. And an offensive foul against Sean Feltz. He ran over Houston Homer. And that's the 5th foul against Feltz. And he'll finish the night with a season-high 15 points. And did we just have a technical foul called? Trevor Taylor was checking into the game for Crimson Cliffs, and I think he may have just been whistled for a technical foul as he checked in. I don't know if he said something or what happened. I mean, on the TV side, can we run that back as he checked in? What happened? Now the referees are going to say, no, hold on. Hold the phones. Caleb Jackman was about to check in. So there's the offensive foul for you TV and internet viewers. And Trevor Taylor was waving at some Hurricane fans in the stands after the whistle. And about when he got to half court or just across it, that's when he was initially whistled for a technical foul. Caleb Jackman's waiting at the free throw line to try to shoot. Are they going to change it now and say no technical? It's certainly looking like they might. I mean, it's really a moot point. It's 58-33 with 1:15 to go here in the 4th. Both coaches get the explanation. Referees are certainly positioning themselves for no technical. No, they're going to take it away. No technical foul against Trevor Taylor. I guess they came in and said, no, it did not warrant a technical. Here's Owen Aloha for Hurricane. Tigers with it. And Aloha will spin and score. And he's got 4 points. 58-35. And here's the Mustangs. Into the left corner, Noah Nilsson for 3. He missed it. The rebound caroms off of the arms of Caleb Jackman, and the ball goes back to the Mustangs. Inbound pass to Ian Lindquist, who just checked in for the Mustangs. Here's Adamson. And there's no shot clock, so the Mustangs really could just run the clock out if they wanted to, with 33 seconds to go and a 58-35 lead. And now a drive inside and a trip. Unintentionally, Jackman will help Noah Marsden back to his feet. And it was actually Owen Aloha who tripped up Marsden. They whistled Lance Matthews for the foul. I'm not sure he was within 5 or 6 feet of the foul. And he checks out and he says, "Coach, that was on me." We have the commodity of replay up here. We can see exactly what happened. Marsden makes the first and misses the second. Owen Aloha the rebound. 20 seconds remaining. Here's Aloha driving coast to coast. Misses the layup. Trevor Taylor the rebound. He'll swing it to Nelson. Nelson loses it. Stolen. Saved back in. The Tigers have it with 5 seconds left. Aloha with 3, with 2. A deep 3. Banks it. Missed it. And that's how the game will end. Lindquist gets the rebound. And the game is over. we have gone finally, in Hurricane. Crimson Cliffs wins it 59-35 to improve to 9-5 overall, 3-1 in Region 10 play. The Tigers 2-10 overall, 0-3 in Region 10 play. We'll step away. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, it is the Johnson Pediatric postgame report. We'll wrap it all up, name an AWP Playmaker Play of the Game, and an Ernie Store Player of the Game. Again, your final, Crimson Cliffs 59 and Hurricane, I believe, 38. They've turned the scoreboard off already. I will add up my stat sheet, and we'll have a final for you on the other side of this 2-minute timeout on Fox Sports Utah 101.9. Welcome back to Hurricane High School, where the final is Crimson Cliffs 59, Hurricane 35. And the Mustangs improved to 9-5 overall, 3-1 in Region 10 play. And Hurricane falling to 2-10 overall, 0-3 in Region 10 play. This is the Johnson Pediatric postgame report. Dr. Cody Johnson and his staff make your kids feel right at home. See why so many are choosing Johnson Pediatrics. Call 628-0511 and ask for the new patient special. Well, let's give you just some scoring and some stats. You know, Hurricane hung in there early and had a run in the third quarter that trimmed the lead to 10. And you thought maybe, just maybe, they might be able to turn the corner and fight this thing down the stretch and try to make it close. But Crimson Cliffs responded with an 8-0 run, and then it was off to the races for the Mustangs from there. 15 points to lead all scorers for the Mustangs. Sean Feltz, his new season high. Previous was 13 against Alta on December 9th. So 15 points for Feltz to lead all scorers. Phoenix McWillis had 11 points for the Mustangs. 9 points for Jordan Eaton, but he fouled out on a technical foul in the third quarter. 8 points for Luke Johnson, 6 points for Houston Johnson, 2 points for Drake Carroll, and a single free throw by Noah Marsden at the end to equal the 59 points. For Hurricane, Caleb Jackman led the way with 11 points. That's back-to-back games in double figures now for Jackman, his third double-figure game of the season. 7 points for R.J. Wright, 5 points for Lance Matthews, 4 points for Mason Gilberg, 2 points for Carter Ashby, and a single point for Nephi Aloha and Connor Roosh. Those are the 35 points for Hurricane. The 35 points scored tonight, a season low for the Tigers as they lose their third consecutive Region 10 game to open Region play. Let's hand out a couple awards. Let's go with Ernie Store Player of the Game first. Ernie Stores have you covered. Fuel up and grab a snack like the famous chicken strips at Ernie's. St. George to Hurricane to Beaver, delivering your Player of the Game all season long. This one, kind of an easy one for me for the Mustangs. I'm going with Sean Feltz, the junior center. He came in. Houston Johnson is the starting big man for the Mustangs, and he picked up 2 quick fouls, within the first minute, had 2 fouls. And the way the fouls were called the rest of the game, it was not surprising. But he picked up 2 quick fouls, and Sean Feltz had to come into the game and did a very nice job containing Caleb Jackman. And then he did a great job on the boards, defensively, and scoring a season-high 15 points for Feltz tonight. He is my Ernie Store Player of the Game. Congrats, Sean Feltz, on being named the Player of the Game. How about Playmaker Play of the Game, Appliance Wholesalers Plus, sponsoring that one for us. We can't leave Houston Johnson out of the equation. I should mention that Feltz had a dunk in the second half that rocked the rim with 2 hands. It was a pretty fun moment for Feltz, but the Player of the Game has got to go, not the Player of the Game, but the Play of the Game, brought to you by Appliance Wholesalers Plus, has got to go to Houston Johnson. Was frustrated, had to sit out most of the first half and early in the third quarter. Kind of caught a pass in the left corner and a couple of bounces, dribbles inside, and he threw it down with one hand, did Houston Johnson, to kind of maybe get rid of some of that frustration from having to sit on the bench so long in the first half. So that is your Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker Play of the Game. It's easier than you think to buy direct and save at Appliance Wholesalers Plus, the #1 playmakers in the appliance business, open to the public across from the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart. So that'll do it for us here tonight. We will remind you coming up on Wednesday. So the next game for each team. A Hurricane is at Snow Canyon. Crimson will host Pineview on Wednesday, and then Desert Hills is at Dixie. Finals from across the region tonight. I am hearing Dixie 64-56 over Snow Canyon. What a second half for the Flyers after trailing by 3 at halftime. Last I heard, Pineview, the Reds win it. Nate Rogers, a buzzer beater for the Cedar Reds, and they defeat Pineview 72-71. Like we said, something had to give in that matchup. Both teams were winless in Region 10 before tonight, and now Cedar gets their first Region 10 win of the season with a buzzer beater. What an exciting finish, Cedar and Pineview. That'll do it for us. Thanks so much for tuning in here on Fox Sports 101.9. Be sure to tune in next week on 101.9 as well as ESPN 97.7 as Andy Thompson and Rustin Burnside break down all the local sports and regional and national sports on the Andy Thompson Show with Rustin Burnside every day from 4 to 6. They've got it all covered, and we'll have games next Wednesday and Friday as well. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's Carrick Segmiller bidding you a fond farewell from Hurricane, Utah tonight, where Crimson Cliffs wins it 59-35. Good night, everybody.